Hello friends, welcome to Glim Academy. Today it is class number 3 and we are going to do the management roles and skills. This is the first line of the unit 1 management paper 2 management syllabus, and today we are going to finish this first line of the syllabus. And this content includes the principles of management, roles of management, and management skills. Okay, shall we begin? See, Henry FAYOL has given 14 principles of management. So we are going to study principles given by Henry FAYOL and S.W. Taylor. First, this 14 principles, we have to remember all the 14 principles because you might have seen the questions coming as some of the options are given as from the principles, and they might ask you if these options are correct, or are they from the principles, or they are included in the principle or not. So for that reason you have to remember, and it is very easy. You can see in this slide. Let me show you. These symbols are given, no? So they will explain you the meaning of those terms. Okay, Henry Fayol's 14 Principles of Modern Management was one of the earliest theories in the management. So he has created these principles from the experience he has received from his personal life, practical life, professional life. Sorry, not personal. It is from his professional experience. So he derived these principles from the techniques and procedures and elements he has, and they have followed in their professional life. These are falling under the administrative school of thought, administrative management school of thought. Okay, so starting from the one, it is saying division of work. See, there is a chart here that symbolizes the division of work. Then authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command. All these symbols are related to this term. Unity of direction, subordination of individual interest, the degree of centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure and initiative, then E spirit, D corps. So the principles are the statements of facts which provide guidance to attain the goal to the organization. Principles are the statements of facts. As Henry Fayol is saying, he has derived these principles from his professional experience, practical experience in his professional career. So he has derived these principles and given some statement of facts which will provide guidance to attain the goal of the organization. So ultimately it will lead to the goal of the organization. We are focusing on this area, right? See, here you can see Henry Fayol, and all the management principles are described here. First of all, when we say division of work, it is talking about the specialization, and it allows the individuals to build up experience and continuously improve his skills in that particular specialization. Thereby he can be more productive. If we specialize one person with one skill, one individual with one skill, then he can be more productive. So that is given in the first division of work head. And then is authority. Authority, as we know, we say it power, we say we use our power to command, we the right to issue commands, along with which must go the balance responsibility for its function. If you use your authority, if you use your power to give commands, then you must go along with the responsibility, the balance responsibility. You must be responsible, disciplined as per your function. Otherwise, no one is going to follow your command. The third point is also related to that, discipline. Employees must obey, but this is two-sided. Employees will only obey order if management play their part by providing good leadership, right? So authority is with the management, and here is the discipline. If we want the employees to follow our orders, then we have to play our part. We as a management, as the management, has to play our part to provide good leadership and good discipline. We have to also be disciplined. We have to do our responsibility, our task on time. So that is written here. And then comes the unity of command. It is really easy. Unity of command means unity, that is one command in only one's hand. Each worker should have only one bus with no other conflicting line of command. There should not be any confusion regarding the boss. There has to be only one boss which the employees will report. Unity of direction. Now people engaged in same kind of activities must have the same objectives in a single plan. Okay, if we are working for a, say, project 1, so people, all the people engaged in project 1 activities must have the same objective in the same single plan, right? So whatever job they do, that will take the outcome to reach the goal of the project 1. This is essential to ensure unity and coordination in the enterprise. Unity of command does not exist without unity of direction, but does not necessarily flow from it. Okay, what it says is you follow the direction. Okay, only one project 1 is there. We have to achieve the target for the project 1. And all the individuals are giving their inputs to towards the achieving the same objective. The objective is same, and it's a single objective, and that is for the successful of the completion of the project 1. And all the individuals are giving their inputs to achieve the single objective. There is a single plan, that is a unity of direction. One direction they are following, all of them are following in one direction, that is unity of direction. There has to be a single plan. So all must have been aware of the single plan. Okay. So that will be only one direction. All have to follow the one direction. Otherwise, it will be a chaotic situation. Number 6. Subordination of individual interest to the general interest. Now, subordination is mentioned here. Subordination means there is one superior and one subordinate. So level difference, right? So the heading says, the point says it is subordination of individual interest to the general interest. If there is a general interest, that will be on top, and the individual interest will become the subordinate. That will be, general interest will be the superior and individual interest will be the subordinate. Clear? Management must see that the goals of the firms are always paramount. Management will always focus on the general interest, general goal. Okay, not the individual. Individual will always be a subordinate, be a secondary goal. Now, the remuneration. Payment is an important motivator, although by analyzing a number of possibilities, FAYOL points out that there is no such thing as a perfect system. Right? See, the payment is always a controversy. If the payment is not up to the market, then the employees definitely will move to the other firm. Which one is giving competitive payment? So that is one kind of motivator, and there is no such plan which is perfect for planning a remuneration.
Okay, so sometimes people can compare their payment with their friends. So the differential they will definitely expect from their company, and when they are not satisfied, they can change the company and move somewhere else. But that is there is no perfect system there as such till date that you can control this um, employees switching over to another company because of the remuneration. So this is a motivator which will definitely impact. Okay, next is centralization or decentralization. Centralization, decentralization says this is a matter of degree of depending on the condition of the business and the quality of its personnel. When we say centralization, we are talking about the unity of command. We keep the power at a central level, and um, the power is at one level and it controls everyone around. Okay, centrally located. The power authority, it is centrally located, and everyone has to follow that single centrally controlled authority. When we say decentralization, we do one thing like we make departments as per the operation or their functions. Then under one department they have different employees reporting to that particular departmental head. Okay, and there is one more department, then all the functions relating to that department, all the employees in that department, they will report to this departmental head. So that will be decentralization. But when we all of us we report to one centrally controlled authority, that becomes centralization. And in big organizations, centralization is really difficult. So they follow decentralization method and they divide their organization structure as per their convenient. Next is scalar chain, line of authority. Okay, now when we are done with the decentralization, we have to draw the lines of authority, a hierarchy which is necessary for unity of direction. But lateral communication is also fundamental as long as superiors know that such communication is taking place. Scalar chain refers to the number of levels in the hierarchy from the ultimate authority to the lowest level of the organization. It should not be overstretched, consistent, consist of too many levels. It is saying about the scalar chain. When we divide our departments, but we have to join the department at a central point where there is one managing director or CEO, somebody, or board of director head. Someone has to be there who is the top management, right? So that is when we draw the organization chart of this kind, then that is called the scalar chain. If we see this will look like a chain. It's a network. People, executives, they report to the supervisor or team leader. Then the supervisor, they can they can report to the manager. The managers reporting to the head of this department. So likewise, it's a chain. It's a line of authority, and here also you can see the unity of direction is there. The direction is only one boss is there. They will, and this person is having only one boss, and then it goes on like a chain. So that is why it is called scalar chain. Then comes order. Both material order and social order are necessary. The former minimizes um, lost time and useless handling of materials. The latter is achieved through organization and selection. So order is both material order and social order. Social order means material orders are those resources and all. This is social order is human resources order. So handling the material is important because it minimizes the loss of time and wastages. Okay, and the same applies to the human resources as well. We have to handle them uh, what do you say effectively, otherwise there will be loss of time and money as well. Because in recruitment, if we are not smart enough to take the people who are really interested to go join the organization, then you can see at the end of the recruitment process, some people might not even join the company. So that is loss of the money and time we are losing, we're wasting on them. So those things are to be taken care of so that this loss of time and useless or wastages of money can be minimized. Then equity. In running a business, a combination of kindliness and justice is needed. Treating employees well is important to achieve equity. As you know, this is simple one. Equity, treating each and every individual employee as important entity to the organization. So that is the main point. Equity, stability of tenure of personnel. Employees work better if job security and career progress are assured to them. An insecure tenure and high rate of employee turnover is not good, right? When the employees work better, they expect the job security, career progress. That is the individual need. When someone joins a company, they also need their personal development, not the personal growth, career growth, everything they try to achieve that also. So if they get that job security, career progress, promotions, on time promotions and all, so they will stick to the company for a longer period. That will make the employee personnel connected to the company for a longer period. That is the stability of that particular personnel. Then number 13 is initiative. Allowing all personnel to show their initiative in some way is a source of strength for the organization, even though it may well involve a sacrifice of personal vanity on the part of many managers. Okay, this is a simple one but a tricky one. See, it is saying about the initiative. As we know, in the stability part, we and in equity part, we are giving importance to the resources, human resources. We are treating them as equal and important. And stability, for the stability, we are giving them job security, career progress, everything. So that career progress is related here in the initiative point. In the point 13 initiative, that is connected to that part, career progress. Okay, when we say about the career progress, the managers have to sacrifice their personal vanity, their personal space. They have to allow the personnel to show their creativity, any initiative in some way or the other. So they have to take their ideas and show them that they are important and their ideas are also important to the company. So this will give the employees a better perspective that okay, we are progressing in our career, our views are being accepted, and this is our growth. So this initiative will give them a feel of the career progress. Then it is e-spirit decops, the last point of the principles. It is the management must foster the morale of its employees. He further suggests that real talent is needed to coordinate effort, encourage keenness, use each person's abilities, and reward each person's merit without arousing possible jealousiness and disturbing harmonious relations. So, what it is saying? It is simply saying The management must foster the moral. Okay, there should be moral in each and every employee. And the common spirit, we have to see the real talent we need in our companies are the person's ability and all the skills which analyze towards the um, company's goal, right? So they have to be coordinated, they will be encouraged, their personal abilities and the rewards towards them, so everything will be encouraged. Okay, you are doing this, you are doing a good job, you are being given employee of the month, or like those kind of rewards we can provide them to make them feel proud, and in the long run they can be loyal. Okay, so e-spirit decouples spirit of the group is a common spirit. So in a corps, in a group, we have to harmonize the relation, and we have to give possible rewards and encouragement to the real talents, so that their moral can be raised and they can give their best to the company, right? So e-spirit teacups is the group, the common spirit of the group. So group we have to rise, the group spirit we have to rise. Okay, then comes the next one, which is scientific management, principles of management by Taylor's scientific management, principles of scientific management. Scientific management means, as Taylor said, scientific management, it means, no, you have to be aware exactly what you want from your people to do, and seeing that they do it in the best and the cheapest way. You have to be you have to be sure what exactly you want from your people, and you have to look for it that they are doing it in the best way and the cheapest way, cheapest possible way. So that is a scientific, that is a technical way of management given by Taylor, SW Taylor. So what are the principles? There are four principles given by Taylor's scientific management. That is, one is science, not rule of thumb. Harmony, not discord. Then cooperation, not individualism. And the last one is, fourth one, development of every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. First one was saying science, not rule of thumb. It means replacing the rule of thumb work method with methods based on scientific study of task. What is scientific study? As we are ready to attend the exam of NET JRF, this is making people, making students, this is judging students or evaluating students who are ready to do the research work. So here it is also a scientific method. It's a scientific method of evaluating the students who all are ready to go for the junior research fellowship and who are ready for the assistant professor. The same way, scientific investigations should be used for taking managerial decisions rather than basing decision on opinion or rule of thumb. Opinion based, no, don't go for any opinion based. Okay, he's saying this, I'm saying this, and the other person is saying that. So we cannot go like that. The first principle itself says science. So, not like the layman rule of thumb. We should investigate, we should take the decision as per the scientific investigation, scientific study. Then, management cannot go as a decision on opinions. Clear. Next is harmony, not discord. Under factory system, managers serve as link between owner and workers. Exist a possibility of class conflict between managers and workers. So Taylor emphasized complete harmony between management and worker. The harmony, not discord. When there is a factory, the managers are playing very important role. So they are the middleman between this owner of the factory and the workers working there. So the owner is not going to come every day to see the work. So there is a manager who is taking care of everyday job and he is reporting to the owner. So there is always a possibility of conflict between this manager and the worker. Right. Now Taylor emphasized this thing to be completely harmonious. The relationship between the manager, management, and the worker has to be in harmony. Otherwise, it will impact the organization. Then the third principle says cooperation, not individualism. There is no chance, no option, no place for individualism. Complete cooperation between labor and management to achieve the best possible result. Taylor believed that the basic interest of workers and management is the same. Extensive extension of principle harmony, not discord. This is one extension. Equal division of work and responsibility. Here it is saying cooperate with the workers to ensure that development methods are followed. Cooperation between the management and the labor or the worker will lead to the success, and it is in the best interest of the both the management and the worker. If we are going following the cooperation, then if we are working together, that is cooperation means working together. If both labor or worker or management, they are together going to work, they cooperate each other, they don't feel it is like individual, only my interest has to be satisfied, then that will be a problem. So with harmony, as the second rule says, and with cooperation, the work can happen smoothly. Okay, there is no place for individualism. They have to cooperate with each other, they have to be in harmony to achieve the goals of the organization. The fourth principle says development of every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. Scientific management stood for worker development. Right men should be engaged in the right job. Here it is saying the development of each and every person to his greatest efficiency and prosperity. So how we can develop a person? If we want to develop each and every person, we have to um, supervise them. We have to find their skills so that we can put them in the right job. If we like principle of FAYOL in the division of work, when we specialize that person, one person, if we specialize that person in one particular area, then that person becomes more and more productive. So that is the thing is written here in the fourth principle. The same thing is written: development of each and every person to his greatest efficiency and prosperity. Workers should be provided with training, but training in which area? In the area where he is good at, she is good at. So, for that reason, workers should be scientifically selected. We have to investigate scientifically so that we can divide those people as per their interest area, as per their skill, as per their expertise, and then train them in that particular area so that um, they can develop, they can be efficient, and they can prosper in their personal career. Okay, so Taylor is also saying something similar to those 14 principles of FAYOL. But here it is, everything has to be in scientific manner. So both the principles are important. Please read them thoroughly and try to remember. Now comes the management role. The management role, it is a specific category of managerial behavior. Now often grouped under three primary headings: interpersonal relation, transfer of information, then decision making. Now Mintzberg's managerial role. Mintzberg is the person who found that the managers he studied engaged in a large number of varied, unpatterned, and short duration activities. Okay, then there was little time for reflective thinking because the managers encountered constant interruption, because that is large number of varied unpatterned activities. Okay, so he tried to study. Then Mintzberg provided a categorization scheme. Categorization, now you have a chaotic situation, you have short duration activities, unpatterned, varied, and large number of activities. So managers are encountering constant interruptions. So Mintzberg provided a categorization scheme for defining what managers do on the basis of actual managers on the job. Mintzberg concluded that managers perform 10 different but highly interrelated roles after that. Okay, are you getting it? The thing is, when Mintzberg tried to experiment on some managers, he studied by engaging them a large number of different varied, unpatterned, and that is not organized, unstructured kind of activities. So it was really difficult for them to, became very difficult for the managers to focus on. So after that, Winsberg provided a categorization scheme. So when he did that, then managers are um, studied on their performance, how they did the job as per the categorization scheme. Managers performed 10 different but highly interrelated roles. They are given with those jobs and they performed very different roles, but they are highly related. So how we can group them? We can group them like this in these three different roles. That is interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decisional roles. So roles of management are headed under these three categories. First is interpersonal roles. Here, manager plays as a figurehead, a leader, or liaison. In information roles, monitor, disseminator, spokesperson. Then decisional roles, entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, negotiator. Let's study all these in details. First one, figurehead. Okay, it says symbolic role. Figurehead, what you understand from this word? It is saying figurehead, head of the department, head of some activities. He is the head. So he is the symbolic role. Manager obliged to carry out social, inspirational, legal, and ceremonial duties. That is receiving visitors and making presentations. So he is the one who is representing the organization. That is why he is the figurehead. Then leader. Leader role, manager's relationship with the subordinates, especially in allocating tasks, hiring, training, and motivating staff, like seeking to build teamwork and foster employee commitment. See, leader is the simple one. Everyone knows that. No need to elaborate much. So, how managers manage their relationship with the subordinate and how they allocate their task, hiring, training, motivating their staffs. Then it comes liaison. Liaison means mediating. When the development of a network of contacts outside the chain of command through which information and favors can be traded for mutual benefits. So managers can work as liaison because they have to build network of contacts outside the chain of command. So they can go for lunch with suppliers or customers. They can build relationship among them, which will benefit mutually. To mutually means both the manager and as well as the company. Then comes informational. Informational role is saying monitor. Manager collects and sorts out information which is used to build up a general understanding of the organization and its environment as a basis for decision making. Reading reports and interrogating subordinates. So, what a monitor does in the classroom, he reads out the names of the students who are disturbing and interrogating them. Same thing the manager is doing here. Role of a monitor, which is collecting and sorting out information and using it for the decision making, report making, everything. So information, we are collecting information, and role is monitor. Then disseminator. To be a disseminator means to spread the information widely. Example, passing privileged information to subordinates. You have to pass the information, you have to be the disseminator, you have to be the spreader. If there is a good news, you have to communicate to the subordinates. Even if there is a bad news also, that also has to be passed through the manager to the subordinates. So he acts as a disseminator. Then spokesperson. Managers transmit information to various external groups by acting in a PR capacity, lobbying for the organization, informing the public about the organization's performance plans and policies. Example, a sales representative to prospective customers. So the manager transmits information to various external groups. So that also he has to handle. So he has to inform the public about the organization's performance, policies, plans as a spokesperson for the company. So that role included in the informational role. Then decisional roles. There are four decisional roles are there played by the manager. First one is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means managers should be looking continually for problems and opportunities when situations requiring improvement are discovered. So they have to continuously look for problems and solutions. They are always ready to face any kind of situation and improve it. So launching a new idea, introducing procedures such as cost reduction program. So those kind of new things are also depending on the roles of the manager. So why it is called entrepreneur? That is new. Every time new problems are occurring and new solutions they have to derive. Right, opportunities also you have to, when situations require improvement, you have to um, give the ideas, right? Generate new ideas. So generating ideas and procedures and solutions are also all the characters of entrepreneur. Now comes management skills. So management skills ultimately says about the manager. A manager wears many hats. Today's effective managers are high speed, low drag, multitasking geniuses that combine today's technology and demand for higher output with yesterday's requirement for perfection in workmanship. Because of the technologies such as Microsoft Office and other software, today's managers are a new breed of administrators, production managers, project managers, analysts, quality controller, watchdogs, business managers, and part-time therapists who deals with the personal and professional issues of their employees. A successful manager does not demand their employees perform at a higher output or input level. Instead, they seek and employ the personnel that work at these levels without prodding, demanding, or coercion. Are you getting it? The thing is, it is saying the management skills. Now, in today's world, manager wears many hats. They are really, to be effective manager, they have to be high speed, low drag, multitasking, genius, have to combine today's technology, demand for higher output, everything, perfection in workmanship. It's talking about everything. So now after this technology and all, the managers are become more and more quality controller, business managers, part-time therapist also they deal with the personal and professional issues of their employees. They can take care of their employees very well. A successful manager is saying that they never demand a higher output or input level. Instead, they seek and employ the personnel that work at these levels without prodding, demanding, or coercion. They never pressurize their personnels. They never pressurize their employees towards performing. They know which is the best way and how to get a higher output without pressurizing their employees for the performance. See, there are, in general, there are 5 managerial skills. It says technical skill, manager have to be technically sound, proficient, then conceptual skill, and then communication skill and interpersonal skill, then decision making skill, and diagnostic and analytical skills. So many others are also there. If we conclude in a brief way, it's like this 5. Now, as we know, the technical skill says about the knowledge and proficiency in the process and procedure in the method. Concept says the conceptual skill says the ability to coordinate and integrate, and interpersonal and communication skill is to convey the idea and information is in a effective manner. Decision making is the primary duty of any managerial skill, managerial role. Then diagnostic and analytical is the ability to visualize the best response to a situation. Then came Katz. Katz in 1955 he gave 3 skill approaches, management skill approaches, which is applicable in all levels of management, that is top level, middle level, and supervisory level as well, that is lower level. In top level, it says there are 3 approaches. One is technical, another is human approach, another is conceptual approach. Technical, human, and conceptual. Here in top level, the conceptual is the top one, highest important, highest order. Then human approach is also high. Now the technical approach, technical skill has to be there, but it possibly can be low. There is no need of high technical skill in the top level of management. Then middle level, the technical skill has to be middle level. It is okay, fine. No need to be high level of technical skill. Then middle level, human skill has to be high. Conceptual skill can be mid level, medium, because the conceptual is mostly it is done by the top level. Then supervisor level or lower level management, they have to be high in technical skill, high in human skill, and low conceptual skill is acceptable. Here in details with examples, you can see the chart. It is saying about the technical skill, human skill, and conceptual skill. In technical skill, normally we focus on the proficient in a specific type of work, ability to work with things based on specific knowledge. So proficiency in a specific type of work, only one type of job. That is why it is low in which level? Top level management. Necessary at lower level, middle level, and less used by upper level and senior level. In human skill, ability to work with people, that is openness to inputs of others, adapt ideas based on input, create atmosphere of trust, important at all three levels. Human skill is important at all three levels. This is very, very important. You have to understand this. Then comes conceptual skill, ability to work with ideas and concepts. This is which level? Top level. Strategic plans and setting direction, cognitive business and strategic skills, most important for top managers. Necessary skill to climb the career ladder. Examples for the technical skill like coding for a software professional in technical skill is coding, accounting for chartered accountant, process knowledge of associate, operational knowledge know-how of ops associate, medicine knowledge for pharmacist. Human skill example is effective communication skill, ability to lead a team, ability to motivate others, team player, collaboration skills, interpersonal relationship, networking, everything. So it is required in all three levels. Now the conceptual skill as per Katz, this is also important. Friends, the three skill areas are given by Katz. The conceptual skill is having the example creativity, innovation, decision making, problem solving, thinking as a whole, linking the dots, strategic thinking, setting the vision, dealing with complexity, all are done by the top level managers. So it is done by the top level. Okay. So today's class is little bit lengthy, but again we are going to complete all the theories, all the topics we are including. So it will be like this. Some of the videos will be I will try to make them small short as much as possible, but this class includes all the important principles and the roles and skills. Everything is important there. Please friends, go through all the videos from starting till the end. Watch complete video